Chapter 6. The school isn't a building, it is a sentence. Standing in front of it, even through someone else's eyes, I feel the weight of it pressing down on my chest. It's a giant stone box, monolith, gray, and completely free of anything that looks like a window, a facade, or a soul. The stone blocks are put together so perfectly you can't slide a razor blade between them, but they aren't beautiful. They're just efficient. It looks like a place where dreams go to be filed away in alphabetical order and then get forgotten. I watch through the TV screen of Alex's eyes as he slowly walks towards the massive steel doors. Inside, the air is cold and smells like wet stone, old parchment, and that sterile, metallic taste of regulated magic. The hallways are packed with students, but there's no shouting, no laughter, no energy. It's a sea of gray masks. Faces that have learned to show nothing, to expect nothing, and to care only about their own benefit. They move in a disciplined, silent stream towards their classrooms, with their eyes fixed on the floor as if they're counting the cracks in the marble. Alex is moving through them like a ghost. His unfriendly and gloomy face is his armor. It keeps people from looking too close, and it keeps the whole world at a distance. I sit in the back of his mind, watching the way he avoids eye contact, the way he puts his back higher on his shoulder, as if it's a shield. He's a disappointed potato in a world of high-stake wizards, and honestly, I can relate to that. We reach classroom 95. It's a grim space of rough stone walls and rows of heavy oak desks that look like they've been there since the city was founded. Alex heads for his usual spot, the very first desk on the left. It's a position that puts him right under the teacher's nose, a place for people who want to be seen, or people who have nowhere else to hide. Sitting next to him is Lisa. She's the class brain, the kind of person who lives for the department's approval and probably has her future mapped out in 12 different colors of ink. She looks at Alex like he's a smudge on an otherwise perfect piece of parchment. "You're 4 minutes early, Alex," she says, with her voice as cold as the stone walls. "Trying to set a personal record, or did Eve finally run out of patience and kick you out of the house?" Alex doesn't even look at her. He just pulls out his books and stares at the wall, depicting a fake interest to a crack in the stone while his brain is slowly rotting from the inside out. I feel his irritation, a sharp, buzzing annoyance that she exists, mixed with a dull ache of the department's drain on my side. Then, the air in the room shifts. It's subtle, but I feel it instantly through the connection. A special warmth radiates from the doorway, cutting through the gray gloom of the auditorium like a straight beam of sunlight. Alex's heart gives a small, traitorous thud against his ribs, a physical reaction he can control and I can ignore. Margot walks in. Through Alex's eyes, I see her clearly, and she's the only thing in this whole building that doesn't look like it was carved out of rock. She's thin, almost fragile, with pale skin that looks like it's never seen the ocean breeze we just walked through. Her shoulders are always a little hunched, like she's trying to take up as little space as possible, so the gray masks won't notice her. But it's her eyes that catch me, amber lights that are way too big for her small head. They're bright, warm, and currently fixed entirely on Alex. She doesn't go to her own desk. Instead, she walks straight towards us. I feel Alex stiffen. His mental walls are going up like blast doors. "Alex?" she says softly, leaning over the edge of his desk. Her voice is a contrast to the silence of the room, filled with a terrifying amount of genuine care that Alex clearly doesn't know how to handle. You look different today. Your eyes, they look like they're seeing things that aren't there. Are you sick? She's seeing me, I think from the backseat, as a jolt of panic hits my ghostly nerves. She's looking at the passenger. Alex flinches. The channeling from the department is suddenly pulsing harder in his chest. A wave of cold sweat breaks across his forehead. He feels thin, like his soul is being stretched towards the royal castle, miles away. I'm the same as yesterday, Margot, Alex snaps, with his voice harsh and cracked. Just a little less sleep. Why are you even talking to me? Go sit with the others before Lisa starts taking notes on her social failings. I watch Margot's face fall. The amber lights in her eyes flicker and dim, and she doesn't get angry. She just looks disappointed, which is 1,000 times worse than if she had screamed. I heard about the castle, she says, with her voice barely audible. People are saying it was a massacre. Hundreds of guards. The marble is stained red. I just wanted to make sure that you weren't scared, that Eve was okay. Alex lets out a short, jagged laugh that sounds like breaking glass. Scared? In this city? It's like being afraid of the rain, Margot. It's always there and it always gets you wet. Now leave it alone. She bites her lip. Her fingers twitch as if she wants to reach out and touch his hand, but she stops herself. She turns away, heading for the far end of the room where her own table is waiting. I'm screaming in the backseat, wanting to reach out, wanting to tell her that I'm the one who loves the girl who did that to the castle and that Alex guy is just a guy trying to keep his head down, but I'm just a battery. The lecture starts, and it's kind of special, hell. Professor Nikiti is a man who looks like he stopped caring about magic centuries ago and is only still here because he forgot how to quit. He sits behind his desk. His voice is monotone as he is reciting formulas for managing dimensional stability. Suddenly, the TV screen of Alex's eyes glitches out completely. I'm back in the lab. The neon blue light is blinding and the smell of ozone is so thick I can taste it. I can hear the hum of the chelling machine, a mechanical scream that is echoing in my real skull. I see Louis's face, blurry and distorted, leaning over my real body. His simian output is spiking, Louis says, with his voice sounding like it's coming from the bottom of a well. The connection to the vessel is straining. Increase the dampeners before he blows the circuit and we lose the feed entirely. I see the golden tubes pulsing with my mana, pulling the very life out of me to power whatever game they're playing there in Target Fort. I try to search against the restraints, to break the link, and then snap. I'm back in the classroom. Alex is slumped over his desk, gasping for air as if he's just ran a marathon. Professor Nikiti is standing now. His movements are sharp and unexpected. I realize, the professor says, while his eyes are scanning the room, that these lectures are not particularly stimulating for some of you. He looks directly at Alex for a second, then at the rest of the group. Therefore, I have decided to offer a gift, a 3-day trip to the Simian Corridor and the Nexus Library. The auditorium erupts. The grey masks disappear, replaced by the faces of actual teenagers shouting and cheering with childish joy. To them, it's a vacation, a chance to leave the stone box behind. But I'm electric. The Simian Corridor, that's where it all started, that's where the doors are. If I'm going to find a way out of this vessel, if I'm going to find Martha, that's where it has to happen. As the class scrambles to leave, I watch through Alex's eyes as he heads towards the lockers to grab his travel pack. The hallway is a chaos of noise, but one group stands out. They are the elites, Students whose parents work in the upper level of the department, wearing silk-trimmed robes that haven't seen a speck of dust. "Did you see the output monitors this morning?" one of them says, a tall guy with a smug grin. "My father says the city shield is at 120%. We've got so much reserve mana they don't even know where to put it all." "It's about time," a girl responds, adjusting her expensive leather satchel. "After what that vampire freak did to the courtyard, we need to show some strength. I heard they're using a new source to power the grid." "I am the source, you spoiled brats," I think, with a surge of Alex's genuine bitterness mixing with my own. They're talking about my life like it's a new utility bill. Alex tries to push past them, but the smug guy steps in his way. "Hey Alex, still gloomy, maybe you should stay behind. The corridor is for people with actual futures, not disappointed potatoes like you." Alex doesn't blink. He just stares through the guy with those eternally unfriendly eyes until the elite feels uncomfortable and moves aside. Alex doesn't say a word, but inside I can feel his hands are shaking. He hates them. He hates the city, and for the first time our goals are perfectly aligned. Margot stops him one last time as we reach the exit. "Alex," she says, with her amber eyes searching his, "when we get to the corridor, please don't be alone. It's a big place, and the doors, they can be tricky. Let's walk together, just for a bit." Alex hesitates. I feel the internal tug of war, the part of him that wants that special warmth versus the part that is too afraid to let go of the gloom that has been protecting him for years. "We'll see, Margot," he says coldly, pushing past her into the humid morning air. "Just don't expect a tour guide." I watch her face fall as she walks towards the city portals. The amber lights flicker and die, leaving her standing alone in the shadow of the giant stone box. You're an idiot, Alex," I think, watching the grey stone walls disappear behind us. "But at least we're going home.